Play.
What are you expecting, John?
I'm expecting a few of those. This is a talented serve. Half his luck with this weapon.
You're going to get a great view of that, Ryan, but also Vacherot, who caught his match against Rinky Hijikata. And he's an athletic type, and he's a good mover. He's got a good serve as well.
Fair to say Shelton probably would have had that covered, but it tipped the tape and made it impossible.
Yeah, well, Vacherot, as you guys said, he's a good mover for his size. He gets around the court pretty well for a big frame and a big server. He's got good instincts back there, too. He kind of, his court sense puts him in the right place a lot of times.
Well, a little bit heartbreaking for the man from Monte Carlo. There's Ben Shelton on the left. Wonderful player in his own right, father of Ben.
Advantage, Shelton.
Keep the change out of that, David.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that against Hijikata. Unfortunately for Rinky, didn't have the serve to be able to respond like that. It was tough, the Australian. So Shelton saves the break point in his opening service game, holds serve. If you're looking down on court, just from where we are here behind the northern end, looking down, who's the taller of the two players?
It appears that it's Vacherot to me from here.
The tail of the tape says that they're both 193 and 6'4".
Yes.
So he does look taller though, doesn't he?
I think he does.
Longer legs.
Ryan's down there on a parallel on the ground floor. Who's taller?
Well, they're about to cross next to each other, and I'm sitting right here in line with Vacherot. So I'm going to tell you my opinion in about 1, 2. Vacherot, he's got him by about half an inch. That's my call.
Okay.
Okay. So the players are. You lose a few pounds and gain a few centimetres when you have to write your own biography. That's the history of that. 50-50 win predictor. That's I'm not going 50-50 there. I've got a gripe with that.
What do you think, Ryan? 60-40, 70-65?
More like 60-40, 65-35 for Shelton. I mean, he plays so well here. He's been playing great in his opening 2 matches, and obviously very comfortable here. Made the semifinals last year.
I think that's fair, but there is a bit of an asterisk next to Vacherot as well.
As in rising star and a lot of upside.
He's a bit untapped. You know, he's a late developer. We certainly haven't seen the best of him yet, and he's won a Masters series, and he might be a surprise packet yet.
Ryan, you know a lot about the college tennis scene, and it's heartening to see we've had a lot of college players in the tournament here, but delaying the entry into the pro ranks. Shelton didn't go straight to juniors and played it throughout the his college career. Vacherot the same.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. You know, if you look at the way that these guys look, they're both very physical athletes. They've physically developed, and they had that time at university from ages 18 to 22 where they could really focus on their body, kind of stay in rhythm there with the studies and with the physical development. What it allows for you to do is have those years to develop. You're getting guaranteed matches throughout your entire collegiate years, and you're able to focus on some of these things out of the spotlight, and you don't have to travel throughout the tour where it's expensive and you're not making a lot of money traveling some of these remote places. So I think it's really good for guys who need an extra year or two to develop.
As long as you get the right coach, Ryan. Would you agree? I mean, it's a tough thing if you don't get the right coach. It's a bit like a young kid having his first coach. If you get the wrong one, you start learning all the wrong stuff at the beginning. So it's important that you get the right coach who fits with you. There's a lot of colleges over there, isn't there?
Fitzy, that's absolutely correct. Of course, Ben's coach at school was his father, Brian, who, former top 50 player, won an ATP title. And Vacherot's coach was Steve Denton, former top 10er, and I believe an Australian Open finalist.
Twice he was. Yeah. Lost to Johan Creek twice, 2 years in a row at Kooyong years ago.
You might have missed that when you were just arriving down there having an orange juice as you sat down, Ryan, but Fitzy's got Steve on speed dial and was getting good information during the United Cup, and I think you're...
well, I've texted him now. I think he's asleep, Ryan.
Well, ring him and get him up.
Oh, no. No, he's bigger than me.
I was getting another haircut, boys. You know, Fitz decided it's my time for my every other day haircut that I was knocking out. I should have to keep it tight, Fitzy, like you.
This is not an environment we start talking about hair. Right. You're talking to David and I. You look good. Gee, that serve is good though, isn't it? It's one of those beautifully natural left-handed motions that can go either way. He's got movement on it. It kicks. He can swing it wide. A beautiful left-handed versatile delivery. That's the change-up.
And that's the athleticism as well.
And he's an athlete. I'm right here, court level, right in front of that jump, and he's got to be a foot off the ground here when he hits this overhead. Yeah, he's way up there.
I always say there's a limited number of players at the top of the game of tennis that can win majors, but surely he's one of them.
Ben Shelton.
It's a more comfortable hold than the opening service game for Shelton, where he faced the break point. 2-1 opening set.
Time.
On serve in the opening set here. You talked about it before, a game-changing day when it's so warm, and it has been like that when we look at what's happening around the grounds on John Cain Arena, Lorenzo Musetti. They're all in the same part of the draw, obviously, completing their third rounds. Musetti's got the edge now over Mahesh. But they're in the fifth set and have been going for over 4 hours. All of it up the last half an hour has been in the absolute brutal heat. And Sinner is under all sorts of pressure on Rod Laver Arena. They're a set apiece, and the roof closed at a time when he was suffering cramps and looked like he was about to face the exit. He could hardly stand. The roof closed, and they are continuing on at 1 set all, 4 all.
Well, there's a lot of nuances that go into contributing who wins these events. It's a 2-week marathon. You've got to be patient. A bit of luck needs to go your way. And a day like today can be game-changing. It can change the whole look of the draw. Players can drop out. And other players that win might take more than 2 days to recover. It is difficult conditions. So who knows if Musetti gets through there, how he's going to react. Yeah, I mean, it is a draining day.
And Novak's waiting to play tonight, and most likely in much better conditions.
Bit of the luck of the draw, isn't it? Because, you know, you can only do what you can do as a scheduler, and you can't dictate to the weather. that dictates to you a lot of the time. So some guys have got a bit unlucky today, and some have drawn the long straw. And of course, Carlos Alcaraz played yesterday. Beautiful conditions.
Tuesday's scheduled to be 42, even hotter. They're a bit unlucky today that the temperature has increased so quickly, because a lot of the time in Melbourne, when you have a really hot day, but it's been building up, the hottest part of the day doesn't happen until 5 or 6 p.m. Yep. Whereas today, and that was the forecast, that it wasn't going to get really hot until later in the afternoon. But you can see that it's a really dry conditions, low humidity, and that temperature has skyrocketed. We're approaching just past 3 p.m.
And guys, I used to do a lot of training with Andy Roddick. He made, I think, 5 Grand Slam finals and won 1. And in his day, they used to have a double day off. If you played the semifinals on Thursday, you would have Friday, Saturday off before the final on Sunday. And he used to talk about how big of an advantage that was. Great stuff there from Vacherot. They've since changed that rule where now both semifinals are played on the same day, so there's no extra day off. But prior to that, there would be one semifinal that was played a day earlier, 15 years ago or so, and it was a big advantage.
Ryan, what's your gut feeling here when they're both at the back of the court? If the serve is nullified, returned into play, they both serve well, but Shelton's is pretty extraordinary, that left-hander. If it's a baseline rally, who's your pick in the early stages here?
So the biggest shot on the court off the ground is going to be the Shelton forehand, but equally on the Shelton side, the backhand is going to be the weakest link on the court. So he's going to have to use variation, use the slice a lot, try and be disruptive and change the speeds. But if you were to play a strictly baseline point, I believe Vacherot is a better baseline game strictly.
So that begs the question that Shelton's serve is going to play a major role here then, as it always does, by the way. But he wants to get points like this where he gets a chance to knock off that first reply, keep the point short.
Ben Shelton.
So he's staying on serve, 3-2. And so Mazzetti did get the win out on Cain Arena, 4 hours and 27 minutes, just a few minutes shy of Wawrinka Zia, who was the longest match of the tournament so far, 4 hours 33. But there's a huge difference between 4 hours 4.5 hours today in the heat and 4 hours 30.
Literally,
beautiful conditions.
Not literally night and day, but there is a night and day difference there, and a massive difference. That will take a fair bit of recovery to get over that.
So Mazzetti will take on the winner of Wawrinka and Fritz, which is still to come. And they might reopen the courts here. They're scheduling to recommence play outside at 5:30. So they'll have another look at it there. To be honest, putting my meteorologist hat on, likely to get hotter, not cooler, so that might get pushed back to 6:30 or 7:30, I think.
That's Pam Shriver there on the big screen. Did you guys see that?
No.
Enjoying some tennis. They just threw Pam up there. I think that was an accidental spotting there from the camera crew, but definitely Pam.
Well, the great Pam Shriver, doubles partner extraordinaire of Martina Navratilova through all of those Grand Slam wins. You know, sometimes in his early career with Ben, and he's learning all the time, he's still a young player, and his best tennis is 3 or 4 years away, probably, might even be more. But sometimes I think he chooses, his shot selection is not the best I've seen. He will, like even a shot like that, he chose to go over the high part of the net with less margin for error, and it cost him. He hit the tape, cost a free point there. Part of his development. So much potential here. Well, that was a poor shot. That's the backhand you're talking about, Ryan. He went to slice that, and he was caught between a drop shot attempt and deep slice, I think, and it became nothing. And just allowed Vacherot to dictate there at the end of the point.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they have these insights to track the shot quality throughout the tour between forehand and backhand side, and they do it out of 10 with 9.9, I believe, being the highest they'll ever statistically give you. But Shelton's forehand and the backhand variance is massive. He's regularly in the 9s with the forehands and in the 5s or 6s with the backhand.
(13-15).
Pam Shriver there now. That's Pammy. Pam's from Baltimore, I think, originally, and from Maryland. Did so much commentary down here. Have you done commentary with Pam, Dave?
No, never.
Okay. Well, of course, she did a lot of work in the US on TV as well. She's been a great tennis figure for a long time. Married George Lazenby.
Yep. James Bond.
James Bond, 007.
She saw that they were coming down to Australia. It hasn't been well, George, and visiting the family. 3-all. I was surprised you never got that role.
Oh, look, that makes two of us. You know who?
Ryan looks like the sort of type.
I was just going to say, we've got the man for them.
I'm sorry, I definitely can't pull that off. Fitzy, I want to see Fitzy in that suit, that Pierce Brosnan look that Fitzy can bring us.
Yeah.
Now I could be Ryan's granddad that'd be good.
I've seen you in black tie. You're sharp.
You and I could be brothers in that same show. I admit I'd be the older brother.
I think Jaws is more my go.
just trying to think of how much money I would have spent in my career to have this serve.
Well, not as much as you earned. You would have earned if you had it.
I wouldn't have had anywhere near enough. Everything I had, including my house, I would have given for this serve at the time, because it would have been an investment in the future. It is a beauty. I love it.
Guys, I'm also loving this family dynamic between both teams. Shelton, of course, coached by his dad, and Vacherot coached by his half-brother. So we got family ties in both corners.
That's one of the most amazing shots I've ever seen, David. Oh, very entertaining. I hope we can get a shot of that, guys. Down the line. We were sitting on that line with that ball, and it looked like it was going out for all money. It came in like a boomerang.
Shelton, 4-3. So let's replay this. Oh, it's a double hit. It's bent like you would not believe.
And that went, it landed on the line.
Have a look at the bend.
And it was like a googly. It was wobbling in the air.
And without any breeze whatsoever, it's caught the edge of the line.
And then he realises it's in.
Shelton was so composed too. He did a good job just to, you know, he played the shot. Where did that come from?
That was a classic.
That was ridiculous, guys. And the reaction from Shelton over here looking in the corner. He couldn't believe it. And like you said, the roof's closed. It's not like that had a big gust or anything unless they turn on the air conditioning, which I highly doubt it would be making that ball move like that.
Maybe it was the echo. No, but it wrapped around the frame, Ron. You could see it. It hit one side and then sort of, as the ball was sort of coming off, and his racket brushed across and the frame caught it and made it turn like that.
Unbelievable.
That was a classic.
It looked like one of your cricket balls, right? Moving all over the place.
Exactly. A googly.
It's an outswinger for sure.
He's a cool customer, though. This is, you suspect, something that will develop into a very interesting contest.
You mentioned the family ties in the box. Vacherot in that Shanghai final played his cousin Arthur Rindickneck, who was also coached by Steve Denton. We discussed that at the United Cup. It was a rarity, cousins playing against each other in a big final. Because a lot of tennis players live in Monaco, but very few of them represent Monaco. It's the first time in 78 years we've had a Monegasque player into the third round. Never been to the fourth round of a Grand Slam, male or female. Just joining us, we're on serve in the opening set.
40-15.
Shelton had a break point in his opening service game, but other than that, the server has been in command.
You know, he's already been into a semi-final of the Australian Open, Ben Shelton, and that's with a lot of improvement ahead of his young life. But the last 2 points are probably 2 examples of the way he can improve. He gave away a free point with a big swashbuckling forehand into the body. The serve went in the first point, and then just was loose with that chip. If he could cut those loose donations away out of his game, gee, he'd be hard to beat. There's another one. So 3 wasted points there.
Well, Fitz, you hit the nail on the head. He misses a lot of returns. And the thing that concerns me is he's actually reaching down here at that strapping that he's got on the quad. I'm not sure if that's just the tape coming off, the stickiness of it, or if he's reaching at it to touch it if it was aggravated. I think just to reapply the tape. But yeah, you know, you've got to put good hits in the returns. Even if you miss it, it's got to send a message that you're able to control the ball. And sometimes his return misses, they're just out of the center of the racket, and they have big margins of miss, and I don't like that.
And in contrast, this is magnificence. Just love that action, Dave. That is something special.
Interestingly, both players average first serve 204. In fact, Shelton there just a little slower at 193. His average has just dropped to 203.5 to Vacherot's 204.5. That's some heavy hitting. Shelton's got the edge on the fastest, 224.
Well, clever return and great percentage, making a player hit a difficult shot that he didn't come up with. Didn't try to overplay it. Vacherot just took the pace off this, had to reach for it, and just gets it low and slow. That's the return to an incoming serve volleyer. Low and slow, David.
Sounds like the way I should have played.
I wasn't referring to your movement.
40-15.
You used to fly through the air. I know you did. You're a legend at it. Did we mention to Ryan in Perth about your athletic ability? I love bringing this up. It embarrasses you, doesn't it? I think deep down you like it, or not. Sitting next to an Olympian up here, Ryan.
Yeah, you made me guess the sport. I'm not even going to say what I guessed.
See, that's a loose shot too. There's
40-13.
I mean, it happens on his own serve at 40-15. It's probably okay, and that's the percentages he plays, but or doesn't play in that case. But if he could cut that out of his game, that's what Sinner and Alcaraz don't do. Now, tough to compare anyone with those two. It's a tough comparison, but to get better, cut that out of your game.
Good serving though, and Shelton leads 5-4.
5 games to 4.
Find down a couple of 224s. Closing in on the faster serve, Thiago Tarante Opening round 228, still the leader, ahead of Opelka at 227.
Time.
Shelton in the top 5, 226. "35 minutes in, under the closed roof here, Margaret Arena, and we've been entertained by the battle here of two good servers. Valentin Vacherot of Monaco doing a great job, coming in as the 30th seed up against Ben Shelton, the American semi-finalist last year.
I'm just trying to work out how you lift his percentage a little bit. Even that forehand, which is his weapon, it's a big ball from the back of the court, and he can hurt you and does with that shot. But even that one is one that you shouldn't miss. At least you've got to make the opponent play. I know it's sometimes hard to. There's a fine line between going for a winner and missing. He treads that line a little bit. That's the forehand at its best. And he does have this advantage, Shelton, against a lot of players, where they know how scary he is on his own serve, or how difficult he is to break. So then he becomes scary on the return. And at 15:30, this is one of those moments that Vacherot was really thinking about. Basically saying, keep the ball in, make him move a little bit, son.
15-14.
Vacherot got a little lucky there early in the rally to stay in it. He caught that first backhand late from the return. And because he sort of mishit it, it was heading out and dropped in on the line, but lost the point anyway.
So first break points, which are now set points for Shelton. So Shelton rises when it mattered.
By 6 games.
Takes the opening set 6-4. Ryan Harrison speaks 2 languages, English and American. I don't think he speaks French. Ryan, did you catch any of that? It's just a strange reaction from Vacherot.
I speak a 3rd language, and that's body language, and he was not happy. So whatever he was saying was not a happy camper.
Very good. Well done.
10 out of 10, Ryan, for that answer. Magnificent.
It just doesn't seem to make sense. You know, obviously you're frustrated at what went on in that opening set, but he's got to keep the chin up. He's, you know, a couple of points here and there, different outcome in the opening set.
Well, I've got a pretty good idea what they were talking about, even though I don't speak French. I'm going to give you my insight here after this one. So a well-known fact that you want to try and target the Shelton backhand, which Vacherot was trying to do, but those last few points in the opening set, he just went there with absolutely nothing on it. It was just a short, soft ball, and Shelton stepped in on it. Prime example right there. So even Shelton, who has a much weaker backhand, and probably one of the weakest backhands in the top 20, if you just hit it on the service line, he can step in and thump it. I mean, all these guys, even on their weaker side, if you don't put much on the ball, it's still going to come back with authority. And so if Vacherot's talking to his corner and he's saying, hey, you told me to play his backhand, that's not working, you know, my response would be a little bit more ball quality, and that could change a little bit.
Yeah, and probably in no uncertain terms. You could say that, Ryan. You could say, well, stop hitting cream puffs to his backhand leg.
Yeah, got to be selective sometimes on the court. We're all touchy when you're in the heat of battle.
We are, mate, I know.
I don't know how you were, but there was a little bit of sensitivity. I'm a lot more calm these days, Fitzy.
You're an honest man.
Let for service.
He needs to make a good start here, though, Valentin. He doesn't want Shelton to get on a roll. I mean, a break of serve against Shelton is probably more valuable to him than it is to other players.
15-11.
Well, after sensing some frustration at the other end, Shelton has begun this second set absolutely on fire.
I like that short backhand that he hit. He chipped it across court, but it brought the opposition forward. Not a position that a lot of players are quite as comfortable in as they are at the back of the court. So short and low worked on that occasion. He might try it again.
Again, the athleticism, and at the moment, that one maybe not right out of the middle, but the sweet spot in Shelton's rackets expanded significantly.
Well, guys, the energy that Shelton brings, and when he brings this positive energy, he's able to bring out some of his best stuff. And a lot of times when you're brave like this, fortune favors the brave, and that wasn't in the middle of the strings, but it's all a product of the aggressive move.
Might as well use all of your frame, David. I mean, you pay for it.
He doesn't, but yes.
Let's for service.
Yep, and if you're Shelton now, you're just going to continue to squeeze, and your opponent's starting to demonstrate their frustration.
Yeah, he needs to play well here, Vacherot. Oof. Okay, there's trouble afoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is where you see the chess match going on. So Shelton, and recognizing that Vacherot is so frustrated, he backs up a bit on that second serve return, and I would imagine that had he had to play one, he would have played it a bit heavier. And you want to test the endurance and the point of Vacherot right now because of his frustration levels. Make him hit 5 or 6 shots here.
Two excellent serves.
And they were 2 big moments.
Yes.
A break of serve here with Shelton serving first would not have been a place Vacherot would like to be.
Advantage, Vacherot.
Did well. What a great game to come back 4 points in a row, using his serve as a foundation to get out of trouble there.
1 game over.
You could have seen him being in big trouble there if he'd lost his serve.
Well, Shelton had gone into full boa mode, just constricting, hadn't he? So,
full boa mode.
Yep. They just squeeze you until you become lifeless.
I've still got that
Love
thought of a boa constrictor getting close to me.
Yeah. Well, that's what the good players do, isn't it? They sense the opportunity. Their game, you know, is at a high level all the time, but they can operate at another level. There's gears that they're able to work their way through, and
boa gears.
Yeah, different sort of gears. But to Vacherot's credit, he did hold the serve, and so
15-0.
it would have been 4 games in a row, and all of a sudden you're on a bit of a roll.
Well, it's the luxury of having a big serve and why practicing your serve is so important when you're up against it and things are going all wrong. Sometimes having that weapon, it's a little bit of an ace up the sleeve.
$40-15. 40-30.
Good point.
Deuce.
Amazing how these big, tall athletes, they still play a solid baseline game, a lot of them, don't they? Sort of defies their body shape, really. You see them as big servers and maybe net rushers, but no, they're good from the back as well. Excellent forehand there. Deuce.
Advantage, Shelton.
Oh, my goodness.
Ben Shelton.
Well, that's how flashy it is, how dangerous it is.
No, that was
Shelton
scintillating
leads by 2 games
from
to 1.
Shelton. 2-1.
So we know what a weapon it is, that serve, don't we? It's a beauty, a thing of beauty. This is where he goes with it. There the aces. He gets that close to the line usually. There's 6 of them there so far. 7, in fact.
The thing about that, though, from what I'm seeing there, is the dispersion. So if you're the returner, there's a lot of variety in terms of the placement.
On the first court, he goes for the ace more, or the bigger serve towards the line. The ones in the middle of the box on the second court are going into the body of the right-hander, so he would vary the direction of the ones on the second court more.
Time.
I mean, he could go to the body on the first court as well, but from those results, he's doing that less on the first court.
Good conditions under the roof at Margaret Court Arena. Blisteringly hot day in Melbourne, so play suspended on the outdoor courts. Match will proceed for its entirety under the closed roof. Vacherot saved 2 break points last time he came up to the stripe. On serve here.
Love 15.
I really like the way that Shelton stayed strong. It's tough when you feel like you could be up a break and Vacherot was tilting a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're up against it on your own serve. But he did a good job staying the course, and now he gets a chance to have another early deficit in the game for Vacherot.
$15. $30-15.
So he's just settled down
14,
emotionally, hasn't he,
15.
Vacherot? He's a little calmer than he was the opening game of this second set.
Cain, Vacherot. 2 games over.
What a fabulous second delivery.
15-11.
Takes a lot of confidence to hit that. I mean, he missed the first one by fair way, which he just got wrong, I think, on the height of the ball toss maybe. But just so confident with this serve overall that the second delivery was perfect.
Trivia question, Fitzy, you know that I like these. Ben Shelton is one of 3 players to have reached the men's singles third round at each of the last 10 Grand Slams. So Shelton, and who are the 2 others?
The 2 that have won them?
No, that have reached the third round.
And lost in the third round?
No. Stand by. Three active players have reached at least the third round in the last 10 Grand Slams. So it doesn't mean they might have gone out in the third round. So they've reached the third round, 3 players.
Well, my initial guess would be Sinner and Alcaraz.
Alcaraz had that loss to Botic, right? US Open.
Yeah. Ryan, okay. You can collect a prize.
Yes, sir.
So Djokovic, yes. 3 players have made at least round 3 of the last 10 Grand Slams. The other one currently in a big fight.
40-15.
But it just goes to your point about who else can win one. And Shelton, when you look at the consistency, capacity, 2 semi-finals last year, shots like that.
Well, he's been 5 in the world at his best. Currently, I think it's 7, Ben. So he's one of those that are close. But you know, if you've been there for a lot of years at that level, I think your chances reduce a bit.
So
Shelton leads by 3 games to 2.
On serve 3-2. You'll certainly seen that when you look at players like Tsitsipas.
Yeah.
Now on the descent rather than the ascent. Zverev maybe plateaued, maybe still potentially semi-finalist last year. Other semi-finalists, well, Djokovic was in the semi-final of all of them. Felix, who was disappointing here. Auger Aliassime out. Hard, isn't it?
It's hard to see too many names in the draw that you think can actually win the whole thing. I'd be interested in Ryan's comments there too, because I've always thought if you're not in tennis, it's a cruel game at that level. The three great players over the last 17, 18 years won 66 out of about 70 odd. So the great players win them. There's not room for many others.
Yeah, I mean, to me, there's pretty much a 95% chance it's going to be won by two guys, either Sinner or Alcaraz. And then after that, if one of those guys goes down, I'd probably have 2 or 3 others that I would put in that 5% range. So I don't think it's a deep list of people who can come from off the pace and win this.
No. Have you got any names, or you'd need time to think about that?
As far as the best of the rest?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Shelton's right there. You know, he's consistently playing well at the Grand Slams. He can step up and play well. I thought the De Minaur impressed me last night.
He's using that shot pretty well now, isn't he? And he has steadied a lot. What about Novak? Can he win?
15 love.
His body, when he gets to that late stage right now, I mean, his level early on in the majors is high enough, but once he plays 5-6 matches, I think that his body takes a big hit.
Okay, so it doesn't leave many, Dave, in other words.
30 love.
I don't believe that at the end of the majors that Novak has enough in the tank to beat Carlos and Jannik. Now, if one of those guys were to go down and the draw opens up, then he could sneak one.
Sinner's remaining in the fight for existence at the moment.
Well, Sinner very fortunate to be in the fight. He was right on the edge of being out of this. We saw him have to retire in Shanghai last year, cramping, and they closed the roof and suspended play, and he was limping into the locker room.
(40-15). Let for service. Cain, Vacherot. New balls,
So the man from
please.
Monaco's doing a good job here. 3 apiece.
3 games all.
Little pause while the new balls are extracted from the can. Firmly of the view that that should be done by someone in the crowd so that they can smell the aroma of the new cans being opened. It's one of the great smells in sport, don't you think?
You live for it. I always
And
used to
the
request
noise.
it. It's very satisfying.
You could get that mixed up with something else, David.
All right, take it easy, guys.
On a
Take it
hot
easy.
day in the summer in Australia.
You want me to send some cans up there?
Let for service.
If we get to a 5th set, Ryan, might need the extra energy.
$15 love.
It's a marketing opportunity, Fitzy. You know that I think outside the box that we have either a fan or a celebrity can opener of the new balls, make it into a little ceremony.
I'm not sure. I need convincing. These matches are too long anyway.
It's only every 7th game.
As long as you do it when they go off for an 8-minute break, which you know is not my favourite thing at the moment. On a day like this, it's fair enough.
Thirty 15. Forty 15. Ben Shelton.
Good work from Shelton at the net once again, 4-3. And both players at the moment have got healthy statistics. When you look down the list, they're both well in front on the winners to unforced errors ratio. Operating well on the serve. Vacherot, 83% first serve. He's won 87% of them. And Shelton's first serve in percentage is not as high, 62%, but he wins 81% of his first serves. And they go in and so they're healthy, that's for sure. Nothing going on the outside courts. Play has been suspended until at least 5:30. It's 4 o'clock local time at the moment. Junior boys and girls singles, doubles and mixed doubles mainly operating out there today, but as you can see, there's not much doing.
Margaret Court Arena there with the bronze.
Time.
The bronze roof there.
Yeah, terracotta maybe.
Yeah, thank you. That's all closed. Rod Laver to the left, top left there. All closed. Keeping the heat out. This is indoor, inside that terracotta roof.
Not sure what the actual temperature is, but I saw some chat on about Rod Laver and the temperature going down to about 26 once the air conditioning is on.
Had the pleasure of seeing Rod this morning.
Yeah.
Did a promotion for the balls at this tournament, Dunlop. He's been a lifelong supporter and ambassador for Dunlop.
37 outside at the moment.
Well, I'm not sure if that's as warm as what Rod did to my heart this morning.
Yeah.
He warms the cockles of my heart.
So would you be okay if Rod Laver came out and ceremonially opened a can of balls? Would that be all right?
In my mind, Rod can do whatever he wants.
I love the memorabilia around the building here, and as you walk into Rod Laver Arena, there's a little section where there's the old memorabilia of Rod's kit, the rackets and the bags and some of the clothing and all of that.
That's where we did the promotion this morning.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Same here with Margaret Court around the edges of this stadium.
So at the back end of a set, which we're getting to now, a player like Shelton with his style of game, he gets a little bit scarier. Because in the back of your mind, I know I'm repeating myself a little bit, but I tell you, it's right there. A sleeping hazard, really, in the back of your mind, thinking how hard he's going to be to break. And on your serve, you cannot make or can't afford to make any unnecessary mistakes. Here's some trouble brewing again, and there's the emotion again from Vacherot.
15,
Because he senses it. Just what I was talking about, he senses this nerve-wracking experience of knowing that he can't make any mistakes right now.
This is when the boa starts to appear. Good serve. Got him out of trouble a few times. Still operating at over 204 kilometres an hour on average.
He's played pretty darn well, hasn't he, on the big points when used his serve nicely. So Brian there saying, look, nothing you can do about that. Good job. Got the ball back. Even though he played a little too well there, Vacherot.
That's good work from the man from Monaco.
Well, Vacherot looks like he's just going to get a racket change here. It's a good time to mention. So doing the ATP finals there at the end of the year against the best of the best, Shelton was really struggling in baseline rallies. We talked about that earlier in the match, but behind his second serve and behind the opposition's second serve, on his own second serve, he was around the mid-20s percentage of points won. And the opposing guys that he played against, Vera, the center, they were in the 78 to 80% range behind their own second serve in the ATP finals.
That's rather a shocking stat, Ryan. That's so interesting. And the reason why is because he's going against the best of the best. They're all so good at the back of the court. So that showed what he is comparatively from the back at that stage. He's better than that, though, surely. But it's something he needs to improve a bit. He doesn't have to be better than those guys in that facet of the game because he's got so many other assets. But he probably needs to, or he definitely needs to improve that to beat the best. Consistently, anyway.
Well, he can get a free point with the first serve. He can also get a really short ball and start the point way ahead off the first serve. So the second serve to me is the most accurate indicator of kind of starting the point at 50-50. And then you see what happens over the course of the percentages for the whole match. Typically, when you look at second serve points won, as we take a look at 216 raining down there. When you look at second serve points won, it's a good indicator of who's winning most of the rally exchanges.
Well, that one one just hung and hung and hung, didn't it, in the air, and looked like it was going out for all money, and managed just to lose its velocity and drop vertically. Vacherot was waiting on it and waiting on it and waiting on it.
Ben Shelton.
So we stay on serve. Shelton holds, leads 5-4.
Shelton leads by 5 games to 4.
And Yannick Sinner has survived. Won in 4 sets, 3 hours and 45 minutes. He was on his way out. I think if, you know, we're all watching there's been a lot of chatter about the closing of the roof and the timing and all of that, but we were all getting the updates on what the heat index, where it was sitting. It's based on temperature, air temperature, radiant heat, humidity and wind speed, and it was going from 3.8 to 4 to 4.5 to 4.8 to 4.9 very quickly, got to 5. Sinner was just about done. You know, Harry Houdini once jumped into the Yarra in a box, 1910, chained up, 20,000 people turned out to watch it. And he escaped, of course, because that's what Harry Houdini did, and that's what Yannick Sinner has done today. An escape act.
Well, I think there's been a lot of talk about the rules, and I want to clarify because I think a lot of people were kind of curious as to what happened. So once it ticks over that 5.0 index, they wait till there's an even number of games on the scoreboard in order to make the change. And the reason being, they also do this for a darkness delay. They wait to stop after an even number of games because they give both guys an equal opportunity to serve the same amount of games in each set.
So Vacherot again with the task here. The one break of serve came in the final game of the opening set. Vacherot was broken.
Love 30.
Do you believe in deja vu?
Well, not really, but I wouldn't be surprised here.
I believe in patterns. I believe in clutch moments and patterns of play, and I think that Ben's really good at learning how to pick up the energy and buckle down in these later stages.
Gee, that was pretty darn important, wasn't it? He kept his emotions in check here. That became a little awkward. He handled that beautifully.
His serve has been impressive in the big moments. It was a good one out wide. Needs another couple here. We haven't seen that many errors from Vacherot, but we have seen some in these big moments. In the first set and again here. And as we did see, concluding stages of that first set, 2 set points once again. Now, disappointing ending. Same result though as the opening set with Shelton. Just the one break of serve.
Shelton leads by 2 sets to love.
has a 2 sets to love lead. Takes the second set 6-4. Having first once again, having broken final game of both the first and second sets to have the 6-4, 6-4 lead.
Love 15.
Always a risk to back away so far. It was good athleticism to get out there, wasn't it? But he got a little bit lucky there again with the let cord. Was prepared to take the risk. And good change up. I mean, he can change up that serve in several different ways. Such an asset. He can off-pace it. He can kick it wide to the forehand. He can come in off the second one with a slower one. And indeed on a slower first serve. And this time he goes to the body. So he's got you guessing all the time. This left-hander, the left-handed action makes it even more difficult. Lovely. Oh, he's a good player. Wow.
40-15.
You know, a few years ago, the first time I saw Ben, I'd heard of him and knew Brian and from when he played on the tour. And the first time I saw him in Melbourne here, he played, I think he might have made the quarters that year, and Todd Woodbridge came past me and he said, gee, that server, Ben Shelton's, he can win Wimbledon with that thing. It was just a throwaway line. It was a throwaway line, but there was, you know, an underlying opinion about how good it was. So we've known for a while that he's got a heck of a lot of potential.
Well, that was just his second Grand Slam appearance. He'd been to the US Open end of 2022, lost in the first round, but he made it all the way to the quarterfinals on debut here in 2023.
Ben Shelton
Opens
first game, third
with a
set.
hold of serve here. Lost to Tommy Paul in the quarterfinal.
Tommy Paul playing some good stuff here too in Australia. He loves these conditions. A tough man to beat.
Our commentary colleague Brad Stein in the coaching box. Pretty sure from memory I did the match against Alexei Poprin and Ben Shelton there, and it was just wonderful to see both of them. Pretty sure it was out on Cain Arena. Got my old scorebook here, Fitzy, but this book started halfway through the 2023 Australian Open, so I didn't bring the previous version with me. I should have. I will next time.
Not looking quite as ratty as I thought it might.
It's a little dishevelled, a bit like me.
15-love.
You forget 23 years of age, he's already been to 2 Grand Slam semi-finals, having a conversation. Reviews against the electronic line call currently operating at 0% in favour of the player. They haven't had a win yet.
No. Well, if the technology gets it wrong, you just can't argue against it, can you? He was adamant then, Ben, that the ball was wide. Well, it's a ploy he's tried earlier and had some success with. This time, though, Vacherot handles it well. Shelton tries to drop this deliberately short and bring the I nearly said Frenchman. Bring the Monegasque forward. Gee, that was not an easy shot. He made it look so.
Cain, Vacherot. 1 game all.
Sur le retour en lui-même, c'est bien. Hein. C'est derrière, essaye de prendre ta chance. Dans l'échange, dès que tu as un petit moment, tu vas. Hein. Juste que je vais manger à 50. Allez.
If you are just joining us, Valentin Vacherot, dramatic rise at the end of last year, went from 204 to inside the top 30. Winner of the Shanghai Masters. Went there just on the chance that he might get a start in the qualifying, which he did as an alternate, and then went through qualifying and then all the way to the title. Changed the trajectory of his career. Former Texas A&M college student, 27 years of age, just his second Grand Slam here, first Australian Open. It's a great story, and you can see why he's capable of pushing them. It's been tight in the last hour and a half. He's up against it here. Shelton 20-0 when he's 2 sets to love up. Hasn't been beaten in Grand Slam.
Do you think Ben would know that?
I think he'd know that he's a good front runner.
I think he'd know how good it feels to be 2 sets to love up with this serve. And Vacherot not making inroads against it much in recent times. Little double fake there. Clever racket work, actually.
Shelton.
Strange little ending to that one. It sort of just petered out. Shelton 2-1. It was just a sort of a pause, and
I'm not sure. Maybe it was movement at the back of the court. I'm not sure.
Vacherot having a conversation with either Mr. Moore in the chair. Just all of a sudden different. So let's have a look, see what happened in the last point of the previous game. So it looked like a pretty straightforward winner here for Shelton.
I've got a feeling there was movement at the back of the court, David. Maybe some patrons had stood and were moving and took his attention, but good, pretty clean strike, wasn't it, from Ben Shelton?
Time.
So the previous service game, Ben Shelton ended slightly strangely. Vacherot, we just saw, for those that weren't with us, was just motioning that there might have been a little bit of movement at the back of the court, but college players, Fitzy, they're used to a bit of chaos in and around the court, so it was a strange ending. Anyway, we're like we have been in each of the first 2 sets. We're on serve.
Guys, I wonder if the win predictor has caught up to our win predictor yet.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen win predictor. Might be a little sheepish if it's 50-50 at the start. We'll get one up for, we'll get it, here it is.
I don't think it's got feelings.
89%.
I don't think the win predictors can possibly get.
We need to tell these win predictors to get off the fence, you know, just 50-50, so neutral.
Well, win predictor understands that Shelton's never lost a Grand Slam match when he's won the first 2 sets. I'm showing a lot more sympathy this year to win predictor, Ryan. I used to have had some epic battles over the last 2 or 3 years arguing with the machine.
Oh, I'm still in that fight for you.
Yeah, I have no sympathy for something that can change the goalposts. Just, you know, someone wins a set, it changes the goalposts. If you make a prediction at the start, surely you've got to stay with it.
Guys, I like the stats, but I'm a traditionalist when it comes to the eye test, you know, what you can see and what you can feel. So I don't want the whole universe to go to AI. I still like to watch it and get a feeling for what's happening.
You want it to be real, right? I tell you what was real, that forehand, that's a serious whack.
Cain, Vacherot.
Good serve. Good service game.
So we talk about Shelton's serve a lot, don't we? And he gets a lot of free points off his serve. But the first shot after the serve, particularly on the forehand, is what he wants. See the backhand? That's what Ryan talked about earlier. Vacherot's a little happier to take the backhand after the serve than Shelton is. He wants to get around and use that left-handed serve so that he can get into position, skip around and hit the forehand, which is his best aggressive shot.
He's operating at 14 forehand winners to 3 backhand winners. Both of them have got a very healthy .1 first serve percentage. 80% Shelton, 81% Vacherot.
30-11.
Oh, yes.
40-11.
He gets on a roll, doesn't he, on his service games. And, you know, Vacherot's probably thinking already about, gee, I've got to hold my serve again. He can't get his teeth into these Shelton service games at the moment. No real opportunities.
Cain, Shelton,
So
new balls,
Shelton
please.
holds serve once again. He's up 2 sets to love and leads
Shelton wins
3-2.
by 3 games to 2. Time.
So Ben Shelton, the 8th seed semi-finalist from last year here at the Australian Open, in command in terms of the set count, but we are still on serve in the 3rd set. Just the one break of serve coming both the first and second sets in the very last service game of Valentin Vacherot.
New balls. Love. Love.
Tell you what, he's not easy to break either. I mean, I know there's been one a set, but if these bombs keep coming down at you at 213 Ks and he's hitting close to the lines with them, he's got to believe in his own ability to continue that, Vacherot, and he can stay in this match if he does.
Service hold, 3-all. There's just been a couple of points in those service games at the end when the tension's really rising, and that, you know, the serve has still been strong, and he got out of the first set point that he had in the opening set with a big serve. Double faulted, unfortunately, in the second set to give it to Shelton. But it's just been 1 or 2 points, that's it.
Well, guys, Shelton has a reputation in the locker room for knowing how to play the big moments, and I think that lives in someone's mind when you know that he has that ability to buckle down.
Here's the boa.
He brings the energy as well at the right times. You know, he has a good sense for understanding as the set develops. You know, this is a basic point, 3-all, first point of the game, and you can see an audible reaction. It's very intelligent, because what he does is he understands the accumulation of pressure and the feeling on the other side of the net. And so when he sends a message here, what would be a standard 3-all in the set, first point of the game, he knows that that accumulation helps him significantly.
That's why Ryan Harris is a good analyst, because it's exactly, it's the unseen sort of nuance of a competitor when the big moments arise, and it is the accumulative effect of pressure too, by the way. And when but it's a bit easier with this serve to be able to build that against an opponent. If you don't have this serve, it's a little more difficult. a little bit of pressure of his own here. Just missed 2 shots here, but
30
if he
all.
gets to the back end of the set, that's when that cumulative pressure starts to. Well, I hesitate to use the boa constrictor terminology that you like so much, but that's what it is.
That's what he does.
That was a big point, and that would have caused him a little bit of heart flutter of his own, I would think.
Well, for me, it's easy to stay aggressive, or easier when you're in a good frame of mind. A situation like that could be a very uncomfortable point if you're frozen. But the way he's pepping himself up, he's able to execute when it's a tough point, a tough moment.
Ben Shelton.
Well, he found a way there. He was a little fortunate perhaps, but Shelton maintains the pressure at 4-3.
Shelton leads by 4 games to 3.
Well, Dave, I've got to say, the fortunate side is part of it, but it's also about understanding how to read the court. So watch how far out of position he is here. He knows that there's a likely chance that after this slice that he's going to have to cover the open court side, and he starts to anticipate. And the moment he gets to the position where he can turn that point around, he understands the risk calculation. I've got to take this chance to really inject some power into this forehand. He turns that point on a dime. So it is some fortunate to turn it around, but there's also some calculation and understanding the risk-reward factor.
Yeah, no doubt. It was interesting. It was hard to see whether it was caught the net or whether
it was just
Vacherot let it go, and it was kind of
Time.
he just missed his placement.
Well, it was a bit of an added strangeness about that point, because he could have reached that with his racket. He just didn't anticipate the speed of the forehand, I think.
So Shelton with the advantage of serving first and continuing to build the pressure here, leading 4-3. We remain on serve. Vacherot's serve has been so good. Only lost 1 point when his first serve's gone in this set. But as we saw in the first 2 sets, it's all of a sudden the unforced error when the heat is at furnace level.
Gee, that's a big second serve. And it was the speed that beat the return. He wasn't quite prepared for one coming at 184 then, Ben.
4 games all.
So that little interaction can change, can help change a momentum.
Well, I like it. I think that the crowd would like to see some more tennis. It's been entertaining for the last hour 50, but they'd be happy to see some more. So it's a good move from Vacherot. See if there's a little bit of love from the crowd, and there is, for all.
And a bit of luck helps, as long as it's good luck.
Love 15.
Wow, that is magnificent. He had Vacherot leaning to his left to cover the wide one there. Great disguise.
And the average first serve speed count, Shelton's edge back in front, 204.2 to 203.9.
Wow, that must have been perilously close. He caught that on the throat, that smash. He got a bit lucky there, Ben.
Right in the back corner of the corner.
I promise you he didn't try to hit it that close to the line.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe that ball went in, and neither could Vacherot. We were sitting there, well, everybody courtside was sitting there thinking this ball was well long, and it drops at the last second.
That previous serve of 227, his fastest of the tournament, second fastest overall. And again, Shelton leads 5-4.
Time.
On the whimsical movie Top Secret, there was a scene where Deja Vu was a character, and he said, "Haven't we met before?" And that's the situation we're in here. Because,
do you believe in Deja Vu?
Well, I hope not for Valentin Vacherot's case here, because he, for the third consecutive set, is serving to stay in it. Been broken sets 1 and 2.
15-11.
He likes that one, doesn't he? Down the middle on the second court. And he's got some speed on that.
Love. Let for service.
That's got a vapour trail. It's still following.
Not dissimilar to the one we saw a few games ago
40,
where
15.
Vacherot was there, it seemed, but it was just too quick for him at the net. He really unleashes this. Boom. No time to react.
So Vacherot not having the deja vu. Lives on at 5-all. One of his best service games of the match.
5 games old.
He's going to learn a bit about this, isn't he? He's had some big battles. Beat Djokovic on the way to that Shanghai final. He's got a lot to like about him, the man from Monaco. Still in a battle here to stay alive.
Love 15.
Heck of a rally from both players. Vacherot trying to put his stamp on this third set there. Shelton up to the task. Couple of unnecessary errors though. Let's put pressure on Ben Shelton here.
15-13.
Can't remember the last time he was down on the count on the scoreboard on his own service game.
Well, logic says he's still favourite to win from 15-30 with this delivery, but some pressure for him.
Maybe the opening service game of the match where he faced the sole break point that he's seen so far.
Well, he's rallied well in this game. The forehand's been invaluable. And that's the safer one back across court. He gets the big Monegasque moving the wrong way. He goes behind him. Great control.
Ben Shelton.
So it's a little tighter, wasn't it? But Shelton prevails and leads 6-5.
Time.
Hydration important for everyone at Melbourne Park today. A little more comfortable for the players. Umbrellas required outside play still suspended. They're pretty confident that they're going to get back in operation at 5:30 local time, which is a little over half an hour away. Roof will remain closed here for the duration. Vacherot once again serving to stay in the tournament.
Love.
So you mentioned right at the beginning, John Fitzgerald, that you would have paid good money for the serve of Ben Shelton.
15.
More or less money for the forehand?
The most money for the serve.
Yeah.
By far.
Okay. But good money for the forehand.
Oh, that's worth a fair wallop too, the forehand. You know, he changes pace, David, really well. Like, he uses that slice. It's a natural slice for him, really. He's got the two-hander when he drives through the ball, but he changes pace on the ball, and that can be upsetting, a little unsettling for an opponent. And good depth there that gets back on Vacherot quickly.
And here comes the squeeze. Yeah, it was a difficult one. It wasn't hard to classify that as an unforced error in the true sense, because he was right on the line and squeezed, but it's because of Shelton's pressure that brings that on.
There.
Didn't go to the forehand at all.
I tell you, wonderful point from Shelton, though. He asked a lot of questions there, and Vacherot stood up to it. A wry smiler. He knew that he played it well, Ben. Brian knew how well he played it. No cigar in that rally. Take some credit, Valentin.
Please.
Seriously good hold.
Vacherot.
Deserves the applause. Sends it to a tiebreaker.
6 games over, tiebreak.
Well, no matter the result here, there's a lot to like about Valentin Vacherot. Newcomer on the scene, really, 27 years of age. Just his second Grand Slam, but he's got some game. Shelton will open proceedings in the tiebreak. Shelton vastly more experienced in this
1-0
element of the
Shelton.
game. 74 wins, 68 losses in his 142 tiebreakers. Vacherot's only played 16 of them, and he's 5-11. With too small a sample size to really get a gauge. Got a big serve, so that should help him.
Vacherot telling himself just to transfer his weight a bit further forward. He felt like he was a bit flat-footed there, and that dragged that forehand into the net. It's a fine margin. You get to a tiebreaker, all little small wins and losses mean a lot here. Good shots and mistakes have big effects.
2-1 Shelton.
Vacherot's support crew on the edge of their seat.
Legs for service.
.226.
3-1
Just short of his fastest of 227, which is the second fastest serve of the tournament.
Well, if you're in Ben Shelton's head now, he's thinking, if I hold this one and lead 4-1, I need one of the next two. He's not thinking about them yet, but that's one of Vacherot's after this. He wants this point badly. Doesn't get it. Even terms now.
3-2
One apiece against the
Shelton.
server.
He's giving himself a fighting chance now, Vacherot.
4-3.
And momentum can change. If he can just take this third set, it can change.
Prends ta chance, Val. Allez.
Talk about defined margins. Shelton
4-all.
managed to scramble the ball over the net and then got himself back into the point. That's the reaction from everybody. That was a scramble.
So Vacherot is not convinced that Ben Shelton got his racket under that. That's the question he's asking.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vacherot would like to review whether the ball bounced twice before Shelton hit it back.
Incredibly important.
Yeah, it's fine. He's entitled to the review. Looked good on first inspection.
Bit of tension waiting for it. You think he got his racket under it?
Looked like it. You think so?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I thought the ball reacted in a slightly different fashion when it hit the court. Here we go. Yeah, you've got to pay that. Looks to me like he got it in the slow motion. What do you think, Dave?
So that's our version. The officials are looking at a different version, and the crowd in the stadium haven't seen any of that. So we're been able to have a look at our pictures. So from what I see there, it looks okay, but the officials are obviously taking some time because we still don't have a verdict. Video review underway. Zaraki Moore in the chair waiting for the video review.
Gee, it's taking a while, too long. This can interrupt the rhythm of play here.
If it goes Shelton's way, the score will be 5-4. If it doesn't, of course, we reverse that, and Vacherot's got 2 serves. So it's a pretty big moment. Okay, so this is an interesting version.
Oh, there's no question. No question for me. It's still not the version. Yeah, it's still not the version that the officials are looking at.
It looks like his racket hits the ground, but
Valentin's, I think he's conceding from what he's
saying.
saying.
He wants to serve. He said it's good. He gives me the point.
I know, but now we have to go through the process.
So there's now showing a different version in the stadium. That's that version there.
Ladies and gentlemen, as for the video review, the ball only bounced once.
So it took us a while to get there, but
5-4. Shelton.
5-4, 2 serves to come for Vacherot.
5-4 Shelton. Oh my goodness, he pressed. Wow.
6-5 Shelton.
He's been winning a lot of points wide there.
So it brings up the match point on Shelton's serve with the double fault. Double faulted to give the second set to Shelton on the second of the break points. And now the American got the match on his racket. And there it is. It's the finest margin sometimes, but Ben Shelton finds a way through. It's straight sets. It was a lot tighter than that. The American, for the third time, is through to the round of 16. Well, there's a lot to like about all of that. 2 hours and 17 minutes. The score will say it's straight sets. The memory will say it was tighter than that. And Vacherot should be very pleased. He'll be stunned by it. And for Shelton, it's a good test ahead of what's to come.
We knew his record over 5 sets if he leads 2 sets to love. He's never lost. But when you're in the moment, when you're in live sport, you have no idea what's going to happen.